Now, Lyndon Baines Johnson allegedly said something in the 60s that many people thought was cruel at the time. Lyndon Baines Johnson apparently said that because of the political maneuvering of Democrats in the 60s and how they were able to outsmart black folks, that he believed that he would have the black folk voting Democrat for the next 200 years. This is what he said. And in some respects, you could understand the perspective he had, because you're seeing the same sort of mentality played out in modern times. Now, recently, there was a stir, a political stir being created because the Trump administration, through its Justice Department, decided to pardon Mayor Eric Adams. And in response, prosecutors in New York and Washington, D.C. resigned in protest. Now I'm asking myself, if you do not see this for what it is, if you do not see this as a political L, if you know what I mean, and I'm talking about the L word that starts with an L and ends in in. If you do not see this for a political L by these prosecutors, if you do not see this as one of the most vile and racist moves by these prosecutors, then you're lost. Then you're lost. Then you're blind, and then you're deaf. Because they would prefer to see Mayor Eric Adams go to jail and spend 30 years than to see him get any reprieve. And that is the mentality of the liberal and Democrat who pretends to love blacks and the black community. They're the first ones to stab you in the back in a sort of way. They would not like to see the black man get any political or any legal reprieve. But he should always be chastised and be thrown in jail. That totally unmasked exactly how the liberals and Democrats feel about black folks.
Folks, it is an unbelievable thing happening in the Southern District Office of the United States Attorney's Office in New York City. A stunning shakeup. 3 top federal prosecutors have resigned after refusing to drop corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The acting U.S. Attorney in Manhattan, Danielle Sassoon, and 2 senior prosecutors in Washington, D.C. have stepped down after Trump's Justice Department ordered them to dismiss the case.
Now just imagine, on Biden's way out, he pardoned his family. He pardoned the J6 committee. He preemptively pardoned whoever he had to pardon. But again, I've said it before, guess who he didn't pardon? He didn't pardon the attorney generals in New York who actually were fighting on his behalf and the Democrats' behalf, going after Trump. He didn't preemptively pardon them. He didn't pardon the attorney general in Atlanta who was also fighting on the behalf of the Democrats going after Trump. He didn't preemptively pardon them because it's quite possible if Trump was a vengeful man in some way, he possibly could have go after them. But Biden didn't pardon them. Is it because they were black? Well, it's coincidental because he pardoned all his white friends, family, and associates preemptively. Is that a coincidence? And here you have again that the Trump's Department of Justice is attempting to pardon Mayor Adams, and New York Democrats are doing everything they can to sabotage the process. Now, these prosecutors were not outraged when Biden pardoned his family and his associates and the J6 committee. They weren't outraged when he did that. They didn't resign. But no, because a black Mayor Eric Adams is possibly going to get some reprieve from the justice system, they're upset. They are stinking mad and decided to resign. Now, if you don't see through this, if you don't understand that these people who tell you they love you are actually devious enemies of yours who use you for political benefit and then will turn around and go after you. If you don't see that, then you are compromised. Then you are a traitor to yourself and quite possibly a traitor to your race.